Good morning, millionaires. Give me a replay, gang, if you're watching a replay. Hope everybody's feeling good this morning. My name is Haziq Ali, and welcome to Good Morning Millionaire. Our stated purpose is helping you to extend your life expectancy. That's our goal here, is to help you extend your life expectancy, if that makes sense to somebody out there. You know, we want to make sure that you are able to stay alive as an entrepreneur, man. It's rough out here, you know, and a lot of people don't realize it's mostly rough because it's something you don't know. You know, whenever somebody's getting results you ain't getting, it ain't that God loved them more or something like that. It's just they know something you don't know, baby. So today we're gonna continue our journey. You know, we're gonna good morning. We're gonna continue our journey. But make sure we on point, baby. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow your boy on Instagram. No Money Down King is my handle on Instagram. Yeah, good morning. Hope everybody's feeling good this beautiful Tuesday morning. Is today Tuesday? No, today's Thursday. That's entrepreneur life for you. You are so funny. All right. Good morning. Let them know we in the house, y'all. We're gonna talk about inspiration this morning. Inspiration. Y'all remember being a little kid and when you was in school? Appreciate the share, Allie. Appreciate that share, Queen. Y'all remember being a little kid in school and what would happen?
You have something special.
Hold on, y'all.
You have greatness in you. Hello, this is Les Brown, and you in the right place. Please enter your...
Y'all know, I just got to spend some time with my mentor the other day. That was a lot of fun.
All participants are muted. Entry and exit tones are off.
Yeah, so you remember when you was in school and whatnot back in the day, and you'd be gazing out the window, your mind would start drifting off. What's up, Courtney? Your mind would start drifting off and all of that. And then, man, I love seeing y'all checking in from the West Coast, Mimi. That means y'all are human excuse killers. Yeah, remember you'd be in middle school, elementary school, you'd be drifting off out the window, you know what I mean? And then somebody would come along and be, boy, stop daydreaming. Girl, get your head out the clouds. Right? Meanwhile, you having this grand vision for yourself. You off in the land of the fantastic. And even though that gets you a reprimand when you're a little kid, ain't it wild that in real life, the greatest among us are those that dream the most, right? The best leaders are always dreaming. Check this out. You might want to write this in your notes. The higher you go in leadership, the more your work is about the future. Isn't that interesting? Somebody give me that in the notes. The higher you go in leadership, the more your work is about the future. Now, don't get me wrong. Leaders are practical, right? Now, you got to know that your vision ain't nothing without the action that backs it, right? It's like how we do our affirmations every morning. We know that it ain't just saying the words that's going to get it cracking. We know that we also are going to have to put some action behind that manifestation intention, right? But what we know too is that we have to be stewards of the vision, because if we aren't able to hold the vision and communicate the vision, other people don't understand where they're going. We got to communicate it clearly. We got to communicate it creatively. Am I right, y'all? Otherwise, people don't know what they're doing. They don't know what you're asking them to do. And good leaders are conscious of this. We're always conscious of setting the example. Yesterday, if you follow me on Instagram, you know I always do these things like gyms from the gym, where I'm coming out the gym and all of that. And then I drop some kind of little jewel, right? And yesterday I was just talking about how don't nobody say monkey talk, monkey listen. It's monkey see, monkey do. Because good leaders are conscious of the fact that they're setting an example for others. And that's for better or that's for worse. Your behavior can either inspire people to do great things or it can have them running around in circles. John Maxwell calls that the law of the picture. But that's a Haziqism where I'm like, nobody says monkey talk, monkey listen, right? It's monkey see, monkey do. And so when things get challenging, and sometimes they will, I want to have this as a forever record for you, for my children, for my grandchildren one day, for you to be able to have the power to be a model of energy, a model of passion, a model of motivation for the people who follow you. Does that make sense? All right, so if you're ready for these 4 rules of being truly inspirational, like how to become more inspirational, somebody give me a number 1 and a share. Let's get it, y'all. Let's get it. Let's get it. The higher you go in leadership, the more your work is about the future. My man Spoon knows that. The higher you go in leadership, the more your work is about the future. Ain't that true, Allie? Yeah, the higher you go in leadership, the more your work is about the future. Here's rule number 1, y'all. Followers are always watching you. Followers are always watching you. If you're a parent, you probably already know this, right? Your children be watching what you do. Sometimes I make a joke, even though it ain't a joke. I'll be like, man, you know, you don't cuss around your kids because you don't want them to cuss. Well, don't be broke around them either. Sometimes I say that to somebody when they are hemming and hawing about starting a business. Children don't miss a thing. It's the truth behind that joke. Your children learn more from what they see you do than from anywhere else. Your actions are preaching so loud they can't hear what you're saying. It don't matter what you teach your children. They're going to behave like you. And that's going to frustrate you if you keep on going with this. Do what I say, not as I do. All that does is build resentment, y'all. And just as children watch their parents and emulate them, so do employees watch their boss, right? If the boss comes in late, employees feel like they can come in late. If the boss cuts corners, then your team feels like they can cut corners. Does that make sense? People do what they see. You know, a lot of times people doubt what you say, but they usually believe your actions. And it's real easy to imitate actions because what you're doing is creating culture. Culture is just what the big homies say is cool. Does that make sense? If you're ready for number 2, give me a number 2 and a share. Let's see what you got. Jess, you better stop. You better stop. All right. Here's the second one. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? If you got that down in your notes, give me a number 2 and a share. Let's go, y'all. Let's go. Here's the second one. It's easier to teach than do. This is another law of inspiration. It's easier to teach than do. Listen to me, y'all. I don't know how many of you this rings true for, but for me, one of the earliest challenges of my leadership, and I see it around so many of my mentees, so many of my counterparts, right? One of your biggest challenges is going to be to raise your level of living to the level of your teaching. That's why one of the affirmations that we say every morning, that's my favorite, is we be like, I love myself, I love my life, and I am now becoming the best example of all my best advice. Right? So somebody give me that in the notes. I am now becoming the best example of all my best advice. I still remember the day that I told myself, I am not going to teach nothing that I don't try to live out. That's a tough decision. You know what I mean? That's a tough decision. Carl. Ah, ah. Yeah, it's way easier to teach than do. You know what I mean? Check it out, man. You want to raise the level of your living to the level of your teaching. But listen, that's the law of the picture again. That's the law of the picture again. The whole idea, like I think it was Norman Vincent Peale. He was like, nothing is more confusing than people who give good advice but set a bad example. Somebody give me that. Give me that and give me a share. Nothing is more confusing than people that give good advice but set a bad example. Nothing is more convincing than people who give good advice and set a good example. Y'all hear me? Y'all hear me? Norman Vincent Peale was like, nothing is more confusing than people who give good advice and set a bad example. And what I'm saying to you today is nothing is more convincing than people who give good advice and set a good example. If you're ready for number 3, give me a number 3 and a share. Is that making sense? Is that making sense? Yeah, somebody say, wow. You know what I mean? Facts. Here's number 3 I got for you. Here's number 3 I got for you. And give me a share if you agree. Give me a share if you agree. You know, I want to challenge you as well to join our newsletter, man. Like, we have a newsletter that comes out every Friday at 3:30 p.m. If you haven't joined yet, then go to wearemillionaireminded.com and join a newsletter. We always give you mindset, skill set, and heart set every Friday at 3:30 p.m. All right, here's the third one. Gandhi said it best, man. I want to be the change that I wish to see, right? Well, that's rule number 3. If you want to be more inspirational, we should work to change ourselves before we try to change other people. That's law number 3 of being more inspirational. We should work to change ourselves before changing others. If you want to improve the performance of the team, y'all, leaders have to act as agents of change. Y'all hear me? But a great danger to good leadership is a temptation to try to change other people without first making changes to yourself. You know what I mean? We call that being a hypocrite. A lot of times what we do is we try to change others before we change ourselves because it's so easy to do. We see what everybody else is doing wrong so easy. That's why I believe the greatest book about entrepreneurship ever written is full of networking advice. You know what I'm saying? It's so full of networking advice. Because think about it, man. You know, you be out here and you know, you see so easily what other people are doing wrong. And by that same token, they see so easily what you're doing wrong. And sometimes you be listening to them and you be like, you ain't got the answer, Sway. You know, because you're looking at them as flesh and blood. You don't get that God be talking through other people. You see what I'm saying? Like my lady was kicking it with me about how I could make my presentations better. And I'm like, I've been the top salesperson in multiple companies my whole life. They put me on 60 Minutes before I was a teenager because I was making more than a lot of people's parents. I went from somebody in the field to VP of sales to chief marketing officer to owner of the company, and you gonna tell me how to... But that's because my ego wanted to see that as flesh and blood. They ain't flesh and blood. That's God talking through somebody else. You get what I'm saying to you? God be sending angels. You know how they be like, we often miss opportunity because it be dressed in overalls disguised as work. Y'all know that one? Well, check it out. We be missing blessings. We be missing words straight from God because it be disguised as an irritating human. No, I'm just playing. But you get what I mean? Here's the whole thing, y'all. To improve the performance of the team, leaders got to act as agents of change. But a great danger to that good leadership, that good leader you got inside, is you try to change others without first making changes to yourself. How I'm going to tell other people to be a better listener if I ain't a better listener? You get what I mean? As a leader, the first person I need to lead is me, right? My standards of excellence should be higher for myself than the standards of excellence I set for other people. Last night, I was talking to a bunch of my inner circle. You know what I mean? And it's like I was leaning on them for doing this certain thing wrong. I'm like, but I got to take the responsibility because I've been slipping in that area too. And then what happens when you do that, you got people around that, and you know what I mean? They'll come to you like, nah, don't, you ain't got to, that's us too, la da 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 da, because they see your leadership coming through. You know what I mean? And it makes them want to step themselves up. I must always, if I'm going to remain a credible leader, work first, work the hardest, and work the longest on changing myself. Y'all hear what I'm saying? Appreciate that, Ash. If you're trying to lead any other way, yeah, tell them, Will. Tell them, bro. If you're trying to lead any other way than that, then what you're doing is creating a fuzzy picture. You know what I mean? We like, what am I actually seeing right here? A picture is worth 1,000 words, y'all. If we work on improving ourselves and we make that our primary mission, it's more likely that we're going to inspire other people to follow. You get what I'm saying to you? If you're ready for number 4, give me a number 4 in the share. We got 3 more minutes, man. I'm going to share this last one with you, and then we gone. We gone. If you did not join the email list yet, you are missing a chance to join our newsletter. It comes out 3:30 p.m. every Friday. 3:30 p.m. every Friday, y'all. We got some incredible classes coming for you through the Kaizen Academy as well. But don't trip off that. The newsletter is free. The Kaizen Academy is pretty much free. But the newsletter is all the way free. All right, here's the last one I got for you. If you are trying to create more inspiration, if you want to be more inspirational for your followers, for your family, you know what I mean, for your finances, you get what I mean? The last one is the most valuable gift a leader can give is being a good example. The most valuable thing you can do for anybody else is work on becoming a better person. I don't care what arena you're talking about. More than anything else, employees want leaders whose beliefs and actions line up. They want good models who lead from the front. I can't remember whose quote it is, but it's like, talking, I'll listen. You know what I mean? But do it and I'll follow. It's something like that. If one of y'all know that one, then put it in the comments. Ashley all giving me props. I can't remember all them joints, man. You know what I mean? But all I'm saying is leadership is more caught than taught. That's what I'm trying to say. More is caught than taught when it comes to leadership. My mentor tells this story about being in Europe and placing a bet with the maitre d' about how he could tell how many people in the restaurant were from America. And, maybe the restaurant had 35, 40 people in there. So he said, okay, I'll take that bet. He goes around and he says, wait, I'm gonna wait and do it at dessert. So when they served dessert, because it was a dinner party they was having in the restaurant. So they served the dessert and he went around and counted, and he was instantly able to tell them 7, right? And he was like, how'd you do that? He was like, because everybody from America eats their pie from the front of the pie back to the crust. But in Europe, they eat starting with the crust and work their way up to the corner of the pie. Ain't that crazy? Why? Because that's what everybody else does. More is caught than taught. It's contagious. You know what I'm saying? You get it from watching other people. You get it from watching good leaders in action. The majority of leaders emerge from the pack because of the impact that was made on them by other leaders. They modeled what kind of leadership to do, and then it makes us easy. So, in my journey, I feel so fortunate to have had good leaders around me. And all I'm saying to you is that there's a way to become much better that maybe you aren't taking advantage of, and that's called inspiration. So speaking of which, I know I always talk about saying affirmations, but I'm gonna lead by example. Call in right now. If you're watching the replay, I'm so sorry you missed it, but we're here 7:30 a.m. every single morning. If you text @MillMind to that number down there, if you text @MillMind to the number 81010, you'll get reminders every morning so that you know what topic we're doing, et cetera, and so forth. Plus, we send you videos, all kinds of dope, quotes you can post on social media, all kinds of cool stuff. So join us. All right, y'all. Repeat after me. Say it like you mean it. I am so happy and grateful